Pakistan is once again at a pretty dangerous crossroads. The country, it appears, is almost failing its people. The economy is worsening. Even all-weather friends that Pakistan has, such as China and many of the Arab nations, have refused to bail out Pakistan from the current financial mess that it finds itself in. This desperation is visible on the streets of Pakistan. There are long queues that have been witnessed at floor distribution sites that are in fact resulting in stampedes and deaths. And amidst all this, the political squabble is also getting worse, and even the judiciary hasn't been spared from the tug of war. With the failing democratic institutions, the big question is, of course, this: is the ground again fertile for possibly the military to step in? Is Pakistan heading for another possible military coup? Our next poll gets you the details.
Chaos, confusion, crisis. And then the imminent question, is Pakistan staring at another coup? The situation is turning from bad to worse. Look at these images, the desperation of the ordinary, hard-working people. About a dozen people were killed as crowds rushed to grab a packet of flour. Not an isolated incident, inflation is 30%, the highest in 5 decades. Costs of basic goods have surged even more, adding to the woes of an average Pakistani. But the situation is only headed south because Islamabad was forced to remove subsidies as a condition to get financial support from the IMF. On top of that, the currency is in a tailspin. The political establishment is stuck in a quagmire. The government continues to blame its predecessor for the economic fallacies. And even all weather friends in the Arab world are refusing to bail out Pakistan from the economic turmoil. Then there is the Pakistan Taliban. A Frankenstein in its own creation is breathing fire. On the 4th of March, the TTP struck at a mosque in Peshawar, killing about 100 people. Most of them were policemen. The very men who are on the front lines fighting against the terrorists. The group, which has tacit backing of Kabul, keeps challenging Islamabad, which for now looks helpless. Remember, this is a nation still trying to recover from the floods, which ravaged wide swaths of the country in October last year. Over 1,700 people died and caused damages in excess of $15 billion. On top of this, there is dogfight in the political theater, which keeps getting uglier. The Shehbaz Sharif government blames its predecessor for all the economic woes, while defiant Imran Khan keeps challenging the very establishment, and the Prime Minister is calling the President the mouthpiece of ex-Pak PM Imran's party. Pakistan government is also locking horns with the judiciary. The tug of war is for control over institutions. Judges are openly being called out for being biased. Amidst the deterioration of institutions, all eyes are now on the deep state in Pakistan, where the real power lies. Will the commanders step in as they have done thrice earlier? 1958, 1977, and 1999. The big question then is, will the Pakistan army once again step in and swipe the chessboard? All in all, the current establishment in Pakistan seems to be on a warpath with its own people. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
All right, now to help us understand the situation in Pakistan better, we are being joined by journalist and columnist Raja Faisal. He's joining us live on this broadcast. Mr. Faisal, thank you very much indeed, sir, for taking time out and speaking to us here on WION. The question that a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, even in Pakistan, that is now being asked is, these stampedes that have taken place in places where this ration was being distributed to the people. This paints a very dire picture for the Pakistani people. Where do you think the Pakistani nation is headed, when the government simply seems not to have a grip on the many problems that it faces?
Yes, Mohammed, you have pointed out rightly that right now, of course, there is a dilemma which is being faced by Pakistani nation. We know that this is the very nation that was being fed in the government-run kitchens in the previous government, and there were government-run food programs, and nobody knew where they were taking place. But of course, people were getting all of the supplies at the door. And right now, what we're seeing is that this current government, which is considered as a mixed pickle government, widely known in Pakistan because it is a PDM, so many parties in it, and seems like they are very poor in administration, and they have failed, miserably failed in one last year. That is why we are seeing on the roads people getting stampeded, just because this is an utmost poor administration by the government. And if we look at the priorities of the government, government has the priorities just to head towards the political victimization of their political
Right.
foes. We have seen that there are nearly 130 cases on Imran Khan, including the terrorism charges against him. Last time I heard from his lawyer, when I talked to him, it was 130. And then after that, of course, I lost the count. And
Absolutely,
this is
Mr.
what
Faisal.
is actually, taking
Actually
place.
brings me to my next question, because we also, been covering the crisis within the Pakistani judiciary. There are two Supreme Court judges in Pakistan who have recused themselves from a case. Now, there is talk within the Pakistani political establishment of clipping some of the powers that the Chief Justice of Pakistan enjoys, because the former Prime Minister, such as Nawaz Sharif, have come forth and said that the suo motu powers that the Pakistani Chief Justice has created political instability in Pakistan. Now, a lot of people are saying that with the Pakistani economy being what it is, in deep crisis with no one willing to bail it out, with the political turmoil that has now gripped the nation, with people being so desperate, who can provide a certain level of stability? Is the ground now fertile, possibly, for the Pakistani military to step in?
Well, it's a question, $1 million question you have asked me right now. If I give you my word, and I would say no, not at this moment. 58 was different, 77 was different, 99 situation was entirely different. We are living in an age where social media is very active, number one. Number two, the political voices in Pakistan. Even if we take the example of Imran Khan, he has highlighted again and again that he believes in democracy. He believes in power in the hands of the people, and it should be the people who should decide who should come in the power. And let me rephrase it for you that the current chief and the previous chief, both of them, time and again, they stated that they are completely apolitical. Army as an institution, it would keep itself apolitical in coming future. So I don't see that happening. Yes, we can say that there will be a slighter intervention to make the decisions, to bring all of the stakeholders for a consensus for the better of the people. Because if we see at the people right now, people of Pakistan, they are the ones who are the victims to
Absolutely.
whole of the political crisis which is being created in Pakistan right now. So I personally believe that institutions will play their roles, but when it comes to that they taking over as bring in forces in for another coup, I don't see that taking place.
All right, very interesting. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Faisal, for joining us and getting us all those insights. But a lot of people in Pakistan would probably say that the institutions that are in place are not functioning in the manner that they should. And probably it is the opportunistic politicians who have now created conditions where things are just not progressing further in Pakistan. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Faisal, anyway,
Thank you.
for joining us and
Thank
getting
you.
us all those insights there.